This here is Highway 61 Filling Station Show.
Hi, this is Elmer with the Highway 61 Filling Station Show, and I just want to say, well, I've got my shovel, but the shovel-ready project isn't ready yet, and I'm a little bit angry at Eddie because he said I had a job for the shovel-ready project, but well, anyhow, so we're not quite ready, but I imagine it'll be pretty soon. And you can tell where we are. You know, behind me here is the First Baptist Church of Minnesota City. Only we don't have any Baptists here anymore because I don't know whether they got old or they got tired of being Baptists, or maybe they moved to Florida or something, but I don't know. But they don't have any Baptists here anymore. And I guess if you're going to have a church full of people, you better, you know, you start making babies, and maybe they grow up and stick around, and then you could be here, and then they wouldn't have to be, you know, doing something else down in Chicago or someplace. So anyhow, but that's the Baptist, and the reason I came here because it's, you know, Holy Week, you know, kind of come up here. They got the, well, you know how the year starts out, you know, we got, well, I think they got that thing called, well, Mardi Gras, but they don't do that here in Minnesota City. It's down in New Orleans. They have partying and carrying on, and a lot of dancing and parades, and well, there's some stuff that we're not going to talk about here in Minnesota City, you know. But anyhow, so here's the deal. We got Minnesota City, and we don't have the Mardi Gras, but we do think they still have the Ash Wednesday. And well, see, I was still out in L.A., you know, and I met this real weird guy, and called himself a father, but he was only about 30 years old, and he had, you know, like this, well, he had a bald head, and he wore robes and a big old cross, you know. And so here's the deal. Ash Wednesday, you go, and then they have this church service, and they got the, you know, kind of a nice church and everything, but the deal is you come up front, and then they put this plus on your forehead, and it's made with dirt or ashes or something, and it's dark, and then they say something like, from dust you came, and to dust you will return. And that's kind of sober, you know. It's not a real, Mardi Gras is a lot happier than that, but I don't know, I guess it's important because, you know, maybe God cares about stuff. But anyhow, I don't know exactly how that works. But so anyway, so now they have Lent, you know, and I was thinking Lent meant like you loan something to somebody, and apparently that's not what it means. And I heard of rent. I know what rent is. You know, you got to pay people for, you know, like I was down to Mrs. Zeren's rooming house, and I've been hanging out down there quite a bit, you know. But she has, well, she lets me come in the front room and watch the television, and I enjoy it, and it's nice, and we sometimes talk a little bit. But she's got this sign up on the wall that says, "Do not discuss politics or religion." Now, I don't think they pay attention to that on the television because they talk about politics and religion all the time. And we got, you know, that guy, catcher's mitt guy. I don't understand. He couldn't play baseball very well because, you know, he's real busy making money. And then his wife is a real rich lady because she's got 2 Cadillacs. And somebody said he was a Mormon, and I guess I've seen Mormon guys before, but not his age. You know, they're always like pretty young, and they always got a white shirt and tie on, and they're riding bicycles. And I don't see how you could, you know, you can't sell gas to a bicycle rider because, I mean, you could sell them Slim Jims or something because that's what I would sell them, but you can't. So anyhow, but right on their shirt they got this deal called Elder so and so, you know, and only they're not old. I kind of figured that one out, you know. And I'm old, and I know it, you know. And but if I was going to have something on my shirt, it would say gas station attendant, and that would be, you know, that would make me a gas station attendant. And I guess if it just says elder, maybe they are an elder, but not to me. I mean, so that catcher's mitt guy, he's got something to work out and explaining to American public before he gets to be the president, you know. And then they got that other guy, President Ricky. Well, he's not president yet, but he wants to be president. And I don't know if his name is Ricky or Rick or what, but you know, we had that guy named Dick, and then they called him Tricky Dick. And they liked him at first, and you know, he was an important guy, and he flew to China and everything, and I guess he discovered China. That's kind of what it sounds like. But anyhow, then well, after he got, you know, something happened, and I don't know. They had some deal in Washington D.C. That's the other Washington. There's one, you know, one way and the one in the other, and that's the, you know, the one, whichever way he went, I don't know. But so he said, I resigned the presidency of the United States of America or something like that. And then, well, anyway, so we got that other guy in there afterwards, and so that would be President Rick if it was, and it could, I suppose it could be Dick too, because, you know, my crazy cousin Richard, you know, could be called Dick, because that's what Grandma Thunstead used to call him all the time, you know. So, but anyway, I don't know if we're going to have a President Rick or Ricky or whatever, and then, but he looks like a nice guy, and I guess he's got, you know, a lot of kids and stuff, so maybe his church, I guess he's a Catholic guy, and maybe they'll have more Catholics and they'll be around for a while, so that would be good. And then they got that other guy with the white hair, and you know, I mean the one, you know, the Georgia guy, and I like Georgia, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, I think peaches are good, and the other stuff they do down in Georgia, which I'm not sure what it is, because I don't know if I've been there or not, but if I did, I would tell you all about it, because I know that, you know, Georgia is a good place, but he gets married a lot, and I'm not sure that Americans like guys that get married a lot, or, you know, well, it's not the marriages, it's the divorces, I think, you know. And so, and he's got some weird, like the lady he's married to now has got some name, sounds like a star name or something, so or maybe an ancient name from some, you know, place out somewhere else, like in Egypt or, you know, Greece or something. Yeah, but so I'm not sure how he's doing, and then there, but I think that guy's a Catholic too, you know, but I'm not sure if he's a Catholic, but I think he is. And then there's a guy down, I like the guy, but he's got two first names, you know, Ron Paul, Ron, or are you Paul? That's what, you know, I would want to know which one he was, you know, because I have friends with those names, and they're good names, so and all that. But so here's the deal. I'm just thinking that, you know, maybe, and I think he's a Texan. I think that's the kind of religion he has, is Texan. Because I've heard of Texans, and they have, you know, they do a lot of things down there that are special, and they even have that one TV show now about the good Christian belles down in Texas, and there are a lot of pretty girls, and apparently they don't like each other much, and that's what I'm hearing about it, but I don't know, you know. So I'll let you know how that show comes out, and but anyway, so we got Easter eggs, you know, and I understand the Easter eggs because, you know, when I was a kid, we used to have, you know, we'd have the chink, chink, you know, like a little hole in the egg, and then my mom would hold it and go, you know, and make the egg come out, and then we'd have the egg shell, but it would still be mostly the eggshell. And then she'd boil stuff and the colors on the stove, and we'd boil the eggs in there and make colors. But, you know, I don't think you're supposed to say coloreds anymore, so I think it's just color eggs. So don't, whatever I said, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way. So anyway, we got eggs, and then so you go hide them. Now, some people got smart, and they like chocolate, and they made eggs out of chocolate, and then they go put them in, you know, in the tinfoil around that, and then they can hide them and go find those. And then they got the Easter bunnies, but I don't know if, I mean, I've seen bunnies around, and they, you know, kind of get in your garden, and they eat the stuff you're trying to grow, and the lettuce, and then, I don't know why we're supposed to, you know, grow a garden for the bunnies, you know, that would, and, you know, because they had that other kind of bunny, you know, the one with the Hugh Hefner guy, but I don't think that's what we're supposed to talk about now, you know, because I think I don't know if he's dead or not, but I don't know if he knows he's dead or not, but I guess, you know, anyway, we got the bunnies, and at Easter bunnies, but they got other things about, you know, the religion, that's, some of it's kind of sad, you know, like, well, I think they had the Palm Sunday, and that, you know, that I know the palm of my hand, so maybe they were all, you know, high-fiving and stuff, you know. And then the next, you know, they got Good Friday, and Fridays are good because it's at the end of the week, kind of like, but not quite, you know, because you still got Saturday, but Good Friday, you know, and then, but, well, it's kind of a bad deal because Jesus died that, you know, and that wouldn't be, I mean, I guess that's good, you know, if you, but then the real good part of the story is it didn't stay dead because he got up on Sunday, and that, you know, we get up and sometimes we used to get up and go to church on Sunday, and apparently he did too from the dead, which is that would be a miracle, you know. I mean, getting me to church is a miracle sometimes, but most I can go, you know. I try not to, you know, make a big fuss, and they serve coffee afterwards, and I like coffee, so I like to go into church and I sing and they tell me not to sing so loud because I apparently don't sing quite as good as some of them. So well, anyway, we got, and then the other, the religion part. I'm sorry you're talking about religion. I'm not supposed to talk politics or religion, but I'm not at Mrs. Zeren's house. I'm in front of the First Baptist Church, and so I can talk about religion, I guess. You know, and then the other guy, the bigger guy, you know, he's in Washington D.C. at the White House now, and he wants to be, you know, living there for more time, and so he's working on that, and he's having dinner with people, just ordinary folks, and you send in your $3, and if you're picked, you get to have dinner with them, and it's not a bad deal, and I think it's I don't really have the extra $3 right now, and I don't know how I'd get to Washington D.C. to have dinner anyway. But you know, it would be okay if he hired. I mean, if he want, well, he wouldn't hire me because I don't know how to do that president and stuff. You know, I mean, I guess you don't go to college for that because I've never heard of anybody getting a college degree in presidenting, and then that would be kind of hard to do. But then I suppose, how are you going to learn how to do that job unless you, well, I learned how to do the Highway 61 filling station, gas station attendant job because, well, I started to hang around back when Bud was here, and then Bud was want to take off and go fishing, and I'd step in, you know, and helping, and after a while, Bud, you know, kind of retired. Well, he really actually kind of ran away with that other lady, and so well, then I got my job. So anyway, here's the deal. I was born over in Wilmer, and I was at you know, and the doctor, you know, made this deal. When I came out, you know, and he put my feet right in the ink, and he put it right on the paper that was my birth certificate, and they wrote down the stuff like when I was born and who my mommy was and my dad and all that, and so that's my birth certificate. Well, they're saying the president can't be the president if he doesn't have the right birth certificate, you know, so I don't know how that works, but I think he was born in Hawaii, but even if he was born someplace else, I mean, he still could be the president, I think. But and then, well, where they're talking about, you know, what kind of religion he is. Well, he said he's I don't think he's a Catholic guy, but he's a Christian guy somehow. And anyway, so, but there's some people saying that he was a Muslim guy, and I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't know why they would say that. So anyhow, what happened was, you know, my crazy cousin Richard, you know, and he had this, well, he was working as an actor. Well, you remember Bobby Zimmerman. Well, he's that kid from up north, and he went out to the New York City and made a big success of himself. And you know, he's got a guitar and the harmonica, and he sings some songs, and I hear he's pretty good, and people like him. And well, of course, they got older, like, and then he had some boys and some children, and one of the boys is named Jesse. Well, so anyway, Jesse hired my crazy cousin Richard to be in this, well, they call it a music video, you know. And so anyway, he was out there in the desert, and this singer out there used to be called Cat Stevens. Now, what kind of a name is Cat Stevens, or Cat? I mean, Steven I heard of, but Cat is, you know, well, I like cats, so don't get me wrong. I like dogs better, but cats are good, you know. And we feed them at the Highway 61 filling station if they come by, you know. So anyway, Cat Stevens was out there, but he doesn't have that name anymore. You know, they changed his name, or he changed his name to Yusuf Islam or something like that. So he's one of them Islamic guys, and so anyway, and so my crazy cousin Richard was out there with him, and when he said hello, he says salam, and then the other guy Yusuf says salam alaikum. Well, of course, I was thinking they were talking about what they're going to eat for lunch. You know, salami. I heard of salami, and it makes pretty good sandwiches, but it's kind of, you know, you got to put some lettuce and mustard with it, or butter or something. And they didn't mean that at all. They were talking about peace. They were saying peace, but in some other language. You know, I was talking about speaking in tongues. Well, that's speaking in tongues, right? I'll tell you right there, that is speaking in tongues, you know. So my brother, I mean, not my brother, his name is crazy cousin Richard, must have been speaking in tongues, and because he was saying salam, and then the other guy was saying salam alaikum, and apparently they're just saying peace, and that's all that means. I go figure that out. Well, I went to church one time at, you know, that Father Charles guy, and people are saying peace, you know, peace of the Lord and everything, and so maybe that's good, you know, because I think we need more peace in the world. And let's imagine, you know, that, I mean, just you know, let your mind go a little bit, you know. I mean, I remember, you know, when the hippies would say, peace, man, you know, and stuff like that. But I think you know, maybe they got the right idea, and maybe we should think about that today, because maybe we need a little more peace in the world, and there's some bad stuff happening. And so anyway, so when you get up in the morning, you know, you could get up and put on your stuff and go outside and say peace to somebody, you know, and you're driving down the road, maybe in your car, and you see another car maybe coming at you, you could kind of hold up your hand and say peace to that person. And even if they couldn't hear you say it, that would be good, because you would say it, and maybe it would calm down your heart, you know, and you would be a little more nice. And then let's say you said that to you know, like 4 people in the morning, and then you could say to 4 in the afternoon. That would be 8 pieces. Yeah, pieces, not like pieces of pie. No, this is like the peace, you know, the part that makes you happy inside, and you get calm, you know, you quiet down. And so anyway, I think we could do more peace in the world, and so I want to encourage you, you know, to think about it. Maybe you want to think about it, but say peace to somebody today. You know, that's my advice. I try not to give too much advice, because, you know, I don't take advice very well. So anyway, yeah, I know you probably have advice for me, but I can't hear you, and I hope you could hear me, because that's why I'm talking, you know. So anyway, this is Elmer at the Highway 61 Filling Station Show, saying, see you later, alligator.
Highway 61 Filling Station Show. It's not just Minnesota nice anymore.